sure the cutest mobs in Minecraft. However, they're all basically homeless. I'm building a barn in Minecraft where every room belongs to a different farm animal, where we are definitely not keeping a, secret slaughterhouse. I'm Farmer Maddie, and this is my barn. And in the barn house, we have a really cute 2-story floor plan with some windy stairs and a lot of bedrooms. Starting off with the cow room. I wanted the walls in the cow room to actually be giving cow, so I decided on this dotted brown color. I also decided to put some white spots on the walls to mimic the spots on a cow. And obviously add some brown windows. It turned out cute! I want the overall vibe of this room to give functional, but still cute. So I'm thinking a playpen here, maybe a bed right here, and a milking station right over here. Let's go and start with the bed. Usually I would use the white beds, but since this is barn house, farmhouse, I want to use a natural wood tone. And we'll do a mixed brown bed frame with some cutie monochromatic carpet. And now it's time to pick the cows. Dude, you know how in some games you can have little pets that follow you around? I wish we had that in Minecraft. I would have a little cow that looks just like this. And I'll put the cows in the windowsill. And this tiny guy right there. So you know how sometimes your little siblings will want to come into your room without asking and start touching all of your stuff? Well, this cow queen has a system for that. And it's called the Kid Zone. I want to make sure it's a safe and inviting place, but I also want to make sure to include some gates so they don't get locked in. And now I'll go ahead and add the baby cows. No, I'm not a monster who locks up children without anything to drink. They have plenty of milk and plenty of grass to eat. Speaking of milk, right here I want to add a milking station for the cows. I found this brewing cauldron that looks like a giant tub of milk. And I'll put the cows right on top. I added the chain so it looks like they're kind of suspended, but don't worry, they're very comfortable. This is a very comfortable position for them. I want to go ahead and add a carpet before anything else, because now I'm gonna put some milk buckets everywhere. Cows don't exactly like to travel very far for their food, so I want to make sure I add plenty of it in their room. In the corner, I'll have a big stack of hay, and maybe some in this corner as well. And then sprinkled in around the room, I want to have some fresh grass for them to eat. Now, I don't know how many cows you've seen, but the cutest ones wear these little bells around their necks. So I'm gonna put the bell right here as a representation of that. It's kind of like cow jewelry. I think I'll add some finishing touches with a couple more cows. And that's the cow bedroom. Next up, we have the pig room. I love pigs. They're so pink and so cutie pie. I know Minecraft has different textures and stuff for the pigs now, but this room will be modeled after the OG pig, pink. And I'll be using these pink dotted blocks to represent that. Wait, what if it's a pig snoot! Uncanny. Okay, that's cursed. I'm taking that off. Okay, so this room is obviously giving pink, but it's also about to be giving queen who is not afraid to get dirty. I mean, come on. Pigs love rolling around in the mud. I'll stick some mud right here, maybe some in the corner, and this corner. And now I'll put this little piggy guy right in the middle of it. Now I think I want to line the bed up exactly with the pig snoot, turn it pink, and do a cute pink bed frame. Honestly, I thought the cow was my favorite mob, but honestly, I feel like I relate more to the pig. I love pink, but I also love playing outside. I think this bed frame would look so good if it was slightly darker pink. I love a good monochromatic look, but I also love some variation. Now, instead of doing a normal rug, I'm actually gonna use some of this dirt for the rug under the bed. Okay, I know how cursed it is, so do not come for me, but it's just too good not to use. I mean, I'm making a pig house. I obviously have to use the cursed pig head. Come on, just be glad I'm not using this. I almost forgot to label our mud puddle. Best mud pud ever. I also think this window could definitely use some curtains. And honestly, I don't think there's enough pigs everywhere. So I'll add one here, one in the windowsill, maybe a little shelving system right here so I can put more piggies, and one on this side of the mud puddle. Now, what do pigs love more than anything? Carrot, 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 carrot. Delicious. This wall is looking a little naked. And unfortunately, if you've looked at my inventory, you already know what my plan is. Sure, maybe it's a little morbid, but the pork chop just so happens to be pink, so I think it'll look good in here. And this is what happens to bad little piggies who don't subscribe to Maddie Moo. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Okay, honestly, I think a chandelier would look really good right here. I almost didn't do it, but after looking at it for a little bit longer, I was like, no, it definitely needs a chandelier. And I was right, it looks so good. And for a final touch of a little bit of dirt carpet underneath the table, we have our piggy room. And what better room to do next than the kitty corner? It's absolutely necessary that every good barn have a kitty or two. You know, to keep away like rats and stuff. I want to start by building the most awesome ever cat tower. And in order to do that, I'm gonna need some supplies. We'll start with the little ramp they use to get up. Then we'll give them their super awesome kitty tower. And then a cozy little kitty bed. We can't forget the roof. And then we'll just fill it in a little bit more. Ah, cute! Except we could use some kitty cats. And now that I built that cat tower, I'll go ahead and put this cat tower right over here, where I'll put a jelly kitty, a calico kitty, and a Persian cat. And right in the middle of this empty space, we're gonna have a picture of a kitty, along with a bunch of other barnhouse kitties. And to properly lead into the next room, and to match the little picture, we'll do a really cool green carpet. Now over here in this corner, I'm gonna do a little bit of decorating. I think I'll put 2 little kitty plants right here, and a little shelving system where I can put more cats. Now let's think, who's the arch nemesis to a barnhouse kitty? That's right, a chicken! You know, because sometimes the, cats eat the chickens? That doesn't sound right. Maybe I'm thinking of the cats eat the snakes that try to eat the chickens. Wait, do the snakes eat the chickens or just the chicken eggs? I'm starting to think that maybe the cats don't eat the chickens and are actually friends with them. I actually don't know the relationship between cats and chickens on a farm. If you live on a farm or are familiar with them, comment below. Chickens definitely thrive in coops, so I'm gonna build them one. And I'm gonna start by using these trapdoors for floorboards. And before I go any further, I definitely need to make the underneath dirt. Now, if I extend the floorboards just a little bit and then flip them up, we have walls. Though I am gonna take down one of these walls so I can have a little window into the coop. I'll do the same thing in the front and then add some slabs for the ceiling. Now, so that the chickens can actually get up, I'll make a little ramp. And I'll make this one a little double ramp so that they have plenty of places to go. A really cool hack with the coral is you can place it down and it looks like chicken nests. Ooh, and we'll place one underneath the coop too. Now, it's not exactly a great fit for my chicken plushies, so I'll just kind of place a couple wherever. Boop. Now, right over here in the corner, we'll have Farmer Maddie and her basket of eggs. The chickens don't mind. And right above the egg basket, we can have Maddie's prized chickens. This is Lucille. And this is Linda. They are big, definitely big time egg producers. Now it's time to put a little bit of hay in this corner, along with some cute little chicken nests. Sometimes they like to go rogue and lay their eggs in the nests on the hay instead of in their coop. But I don't know, maybe it's like more comfortable on the hay. Now, if you've been paying any attention to my hotbar, then you've possibly already seen something potentially disturbing. That's right, we're cooking eggs for breakfast. And don't take it personally, I mean, that's a circle of life. The chickens go to the coop or the hay to lay their eggs. Maddie then collects the eggs from her prized chickens and puts them in a frying pan and then eats them for breakfast. I don't know anyone who doesn't love eggs for breakfast. That's just a crazy thought to me. There are so many different ways to eat eggs. You could fry them, you could scramble them, you could boil them. Honestly, any way you do it, it's gonna be really yummy. Now, this kitchen isn't exactly known for being sanitary, but that's okay, this whole farm's pretty dirty. Now, on top of the cabinets, I'm gonna go ahead and put some feed bags. You know, because chickens love seeds. Some seeded pots in the windows, and probably a couple more seed bags. Now, I think I'm gonna add a picture here since it's still a little empty. I asked AI to make me a cursed image of a Minecraft chicken, and it definitely did not disappoint. And speaking of cursed Minecraft mobs, wait till you see the image that AI made me for the horse. It's arguably worse. For the horsey room, I really want to have like some kind of racetrack that goes all the way around the bed. Something kind of like this, except definitely more circular. I'll go ahead and start with the dirt path. And now for my racetrack horsies. And now for the bed, which I'll turn brown. Now, since this bed has like wood right under it, I don't think I want to do any kind of a rug. Although I do think adding brown cushions would be so cutie. Now, on this side of the wall, I definitely want to have some sort of stand so that all the fans can watch the race. And now I'll spread a bunch of horses around. And I have to imagine if these horsies are watching their friends race, they're probably cheering them on. Go, horsey, go! I think the lore here is that this one is best friends with this one, and she's kind of winning. Now, one of the things I'm most concerned about is the glare from the windows getting in the racer's eyes. So in order to prevent that, I'm gonna add curtains and then I'm gonna draw them. Wait, that's actually so moody. Similarly to the pig heads, these horse heads are kind of cursed. But this is the horse room, so it'll make really great decoration in here. That is a long face. I think over here in this corner, I want to make a little bit of a storage system where we keep all of the horsies' food. And they eat a lot of golden carrots. I also want to decorate with a couple item frames with saddles on them. And over here in this corner, what's more exciting than a real-life horsey? This is the prize horse of the evening. This is Greta Grayshoe, and she's won every single race she's ever participated in. Isn't that right, girl? Here, have some golden carrots. So I really want to have a trophy for the winner of the race, but there's no trophies in Minecraft or any of my mods, so I'm gonna have to make one. I'm gonna use a little tutorial I found on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure how well it's gonna work, but I have faith. The best trophy in the world! It turned out really good, actually. And right beside the trophy, the horrible cursed image I told you guys about. We'll make it nice and big right here. It's a horse riding a horse. And that's on being fully prepared for the Kentucky Minecraft Derby in the horse room. So for the sheep room, I could do something basic like sheep, hay, wool, or I could do something like this. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've made a Jeb sheep. And that's what our sheep room will be modeled after. I'm sure most of you know already, but for those who don't, if you get a name tag and type in JEB_ and name your sheep that, it'll turn into a rainbow sheep. It's definitely one of the most iconic Minecraft Easter eggs. Wait, tell me why all of these colors make me think of Inside Out. That's a cute movie. Green is disgust. Magenta can be fear. Yellow is joy. Orange is anxiety. Red is anger. Purple is ennui. Blue is sadness. I guess pink is bing bong. And envy would technically be cyan, but I don't have cyan walls. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add shelves to each color. That way I can put their corresponding sheep color. And now obviously for the bed. Who says a barn house build has to only be red and brown and barn house colors? I like to think some of the best colors for a barn ever are rainbow. Now, even Jeb the sheep likes hay, so I definitely want to include some in the room. And honestly, I think some curtains here would look really good. And I know this isn't technically a Jeb, but I think this is so funny. It's a sheared sheep. I bet that guy is cold. Now, with this many sheep in one room, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure to have enough places for them to eat. And then, in case they run out, I'll go ahead and add some extra. You can never have too much wheat, especially when you're a sheep. And now I'll go ahead and add a couple more sheepies. And as crazy as it might look, I think this room would make Jeb so proud. What do you say? Let's ask him. Jeb, do you love your room? Huh, maybe the goats will be more grateful. Next up is the goat room. So I know technically goats in Minecraft aren't exactly farm animals, but I, Maddie Moo, have domesticated some goats in Minecraft, and that's who we're gonna build this room for. I did decide to go with really green grass and blue to kind of represent the sky, but I do want to incorporate some snow to respect the fact that they like it cold. I'm gonna start by building a big spruce tree that they can climb all over. I know, best tree you've ever seen, hold your applause. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick a goat at like the very top of the tree and then maybe one like right here on the ground. Embarrassingly enough, I also realized that snow melts in here, so I'm gonna use this white carpet to fake it. I'm very much convinced that goats have like the most insane snowball fights ever. So to make sure they're not caught off guard, I'll make sure I supply plenty of snowballs. Now remember, I said these are domesticated goats. So they obviously want a really cushy bed to sleep on. I'm picturing like the goats getting into a fight over who gets the good side of the bed. They're like bonking each other off the bed because that's what they do. And honestly, I don't blame them. This bed looks super cozy. Okay, and instead of regular wool for a carpet, I kind of want to see if I can get away with using snow. I know the smaller snow blocks melt, but I don't think these bigger ones will. Fingers crossed. You know, if I had any fingers. Something else I think the goats would really appreciate is an awesome parkour course. And I'll make it stone to mimic a mountain. And I'll go ahead and place a couple goats on the course. Now we just need a couple bedside tables, which the goats definitely get on top of. And then some curtains. Would you look at the time? I got so wrapped up in making rooms for all my mobs, I forgot to feed them. And I haven't even planted all the crops I need for food yet. It's so stupid easy for me and you to go grab a taco or a cheeseburger or even a muffin from the kitchen when we get hungry. But for farm animals, they usually don't have functional thumbs, so their dinner has to be made for them. And unfortunately, yours truly is responsible for making their dinner. And between you and me, I'm just cosplaying as a farmer. I'm not actually a real farmer. So I forgot to even plant the crops that I used to cook the animals' food with. But no worries, it's always better late than never. Also, wasn't that like the coolest freaking time lapse ever? Now that all the animals are fed, unfortunately Jeb isn't feeling very well, so we're gonna have to take him to the vet. One of the harsh realities about a farm is that sometimes the animals get sick. And I don't mean a cold. I mean like the Oompa Loompa Mega Deca super bad, horrible, awful, worse than COVID farm fever. And the only way to treat the Oompa Loompa Mega Deca super bad, horrible, awful, worse than COVID farm fever is with a fully functional vet. And here's our first patient. And obviously my top priority is to make sure my patients are comfortable. So I'll go ahead and add 2 beds, a blind for extra privacy, some vital sign monitors, and an IV post. Now, unfortunately, you do have to get a ton of antibiotics when you have farm fever, so I'm gonna lay a bunch of syringes everywhere. Here at the Maddie Move Veterinary Clinic, we believe in safe and sanitary operating procedures, and that includes leaving a bunch of shots lying around. Right over here, I'm gonna put a little cabinet where we have a bunch of different medicines, a first aid kit, and some more medicine that I guess I forgot to close. Being a farmer slash gardener slash animal caretaker slash veterinarian is a lot of paperwork. So I'm gonna just stack a bunch of paper everywhere. Now I know what you're thinking, Maddie, this is looking kind of chaotic. Well, it is a little bit, but it's also not. For example, I'm gonna go ahead and add another shelving system over here that's super organized, and another big one over here in this corner. That way I can put more first aid, more paperwork, some safer pill bottles, and some jars filled with little tonics and stuff. Now, there's no easy way around this, but sometimes you don't get better from farm fever. And we have to do surgery. And this is my surgery station with my surgical knives, my surgical tools, and my surgical outfit with my surgical hat that happens to look a lot like a chef's hat. No, the surgery's not taking place on the floor. Are you crazy? It's going to take place right above the floor. I also need to make sure that the light is adequate for me to be able to see, so I'm gonna make a light stand with these iron trap doors. Ta-da! The perfect surgery center. Now I obviously need my surgical knife, and my first patient, Mr. Cow. I don't know why Jeb backed out at the very last minute. Maybe he started feeling better? He said something about not wanting to get put on the cutting board for surgery. I don't know. It is a little dark for surgery, so maybe I could do a little bit of lighting everywhere. That's a lot better. Now it's surgery time. Okay, Mr. Cow, time to count backwards from 100. Oh! The surgery was a success! Now it's time to get back to my farmer duties and organize the storage room. Contrary to what you guys might think, I don't run this farm all by myself. No way! You guys really thought I could manage a farm, crops, cattle, Jeb, and being a veterinarian all at the same time? Absolutely not! I have an assistant, Lucinda. Lucinda primarily handles all the crops and storage and stuff, which is kind of where I want to start with this room. So this is going to be the loft area, and we definitely are going to have some hay here to feed the animals. Now, sometimes the chickens do manage to sneak in and lay eggs up here, so we have to include that. We need to make sure there's plenty of storage, so we're going to add some barrels as well, with some more eggs. Now, something Lucinda is very passionate about is she wants to make sure she always has her tools prepared. And don't ask me why, but Lucinda still uses the wooden tools. I tell her, Lucinda, girl, I've got money like that. We could get you some netherite tools if you wanted. But she doesn't listen. I guess she just prefers to do it the old school way. In this corner, we'll put some more hay, another barrel, and then Lucinda's bed with a couple more tools. Now, I don't think since I gave her a hay bed that she's being mistreated, okay? She only sleeps up there when she wants to. She's gonna get a normal-sized bed just like the rest of us. And we definitely need to make sure to add some fencing so Lucinda doesn't fall off in the middle of the night. Now it's time for Lucinda's real bed. See, I told you it was gonna be big. It definitely feels kind of naked without a bed frame, so I'll go ahead and give it one. And turn it brown and give it some carpet. Now, beside Lucinda's bed, we definitely want to put her hat, and then beside that, a hat and a lead. She wears a hat everywhere she goes, and she always has a lead just in case some of the animals escape. This is still a storage area, so I definitely need to make sure we have enough hay and barrels for supplies. Scattered around, we can put a couple miscellaneous things that Lucinda uses, like name tags, more leads, and another hat. I also can't forget her composter, and then this really cute farmer sign. Lucinda's gonna love her room! Let's go find her. Lucinda! 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 Wait, I know where she might be. The silo! Lucinda spends a lot of time out here for some reason. Lucinda! Lucinda! I knew you would be in your secret workshop. Wait, what is all this? Carrots? A beetroot farm? Dude, Lucinda has completely optimized her chores. Oh my gosh, I wonder if there's more. What? Sugarcane? And wheat! Dude, these farms are sick. Wait, what is this? Oh, fish! Okay, a living creature, that's fine. What else could there be for a farm? Lucinda? We need to talk! I told people this wasn't a secret slaughterhouse! You're making me a liar! But to be honest, this is actually kind of sick. You put a bunch of coal in here and then it farms for you. Lucinda, I always knew there was a big brain underneath that big hat. She's exactly how our farm stays functioning as well as it does. And you can have a fully functioning farm just like this by getting the AFK Farm add-on today. Available now on the Minecraft Marketplace. As soon as Lucinda's done with her chores, I am gonna have a stern talking to her. I could really take a load off in the farmhouse living room. My goal is going to be to split this room into 3 different sections. We'll have the horse section, the cow section, and the pig section. I want each farm animal to have their own space. Sometimes the pigs can be a little dirty and it grosses out all the other animals. Likewise, the horses can sometimes be a little too into exercise and it distracts everyone. Obviously, the goats are bullies, so we try to keep them separated from everyone. And the cows, well, they're pretty much friendly to everyone, so we're gonna give them the biggest area. All farm animals like to chill out differently. Horses are definitely special creatures. They like to chill out watching TV while they work out. This is definitely not the way I think I would relax, but when you're a professional athlete like these guys, I guess I can understand the need for speed. Goats, on the other hand, like to work for their entertainment, so I'll go ahead and build them a big rock formation with some snow at the bottom to keep their hooves chilly. Ooh, and maybe some snowballs. Obviously, we have to add the goats themselves. And another one right here. And since snow technically melts inside this house, I'll use white carpet to mimic it. And maybe a little snowman. Oh, it's so cute. Wait, I can't forget their TV. So for the Piggly Wiggly's living room area, I'm gonna do a sunken conversation pit. And we're gonna use a pink sofa, obviously. And right here, we can have the entryway into the conversation pit. And then we can add some brown cushions because the pigs try to keep the pink couches clean, but they definitely fail. So the brown cushions can represent how dirty the couch is. You know, along with the actual dirt. Hey man, it's not my fault pigs are dirty. And instead of a rug, we'll do some dirt around the sides. I feel like these corners are begging for a lamp. Yes, that looks so good! Could use a little bit more pig though, so I'll add some. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do a pig themed entertainment center. That way they can watch all of their favorite shows. And I think these teeny tiny little pigs would fit so well up here. So before we move to the cow area, I'm gonna add some hay so our mobs don't starve. And now for our little moo buddies. Cows are definitely chillers, so I'm gonna make their living room replicate that. Starting with the entertainment center. That I'm gonna go ahead and put the frame boards on and turn dotted white. Now for the TV. And a couple little cow plushies on the sides. And now we can do the sofa. Except I kind of want to turn this one white because there's like dots on cows. And I think that's really cute with the sofa. I'll go ahead and do my framed boards, which will follow a similar pattern by keeping this one white with a white and brown ottoman. Now, just to balance this out a little bit, I am gonna do a brown carpet and just keep it brown. Add a couple more lamps and a little bit of hay. And now I'll put a couple more cows everywhere. Man, this farmhouse living room feels so cozy. The only thing that can make it even better is a snack from the Farmhouse Kitchen. Now, sometimes the farm animals want to get bougie and have fancy food for dinner. That's where the kitchen comes in. Lucinda the farmhand also doubles as a chef. Although, after seeing her secret silo and the killing machines in there, I'm starting to wonder what she's feeding these farm animals. Right up against this wall, I'm gonna go ahead and build out my first counter. And I'll put cabinets right above it with a couple cute little flower pots. And this part of the kitchen is the pig kitchen. So I'm gonna use their favorite food to put in the flower pots. We all know pigs can be a little messy, so we're gonna have double hand towels. And I'll go ahead and add a pink carpet. And of course, a couple little piggies. Now I also do wanna have a little island with some stools and a carpet. And we definitely need to have a bunch of carrots laying around. I also think it might be worth adding some hay in the corners. And now we'll do a little add-on to represent the chickens part, where we'll add a couple cabinets as well. And a couple nests with eggs in them, because you know those chickens are laying everywhere, even in the kitchen. A rug. And a flower pot with chicken's favorite food. And now for the chickens. And now we'll do a little dining room table for the cows to sit at. Obviously doing a white chair to represent the white spots. And now a cow print carpet with plenty of plates and milk to drink. So the horses don't usually stop running for long enough to eat much. So we'll put a little table right here for them so they can just drive by and pick up some food. With a barrel of golden carrots and some other golden carrots. Now all of the farm animals have a great comfy place to eat. I rolled in mud with the pigs, galloped on the racetrack with the horses, and discovered my farmhand is secretly making cow burgers in the silo. But I had fun doing it. Which was your favorite barn house room? And if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe. Bye!